Hey my lovelies, I hope you're all safe and well. It's Mitch here. I'm just coming on to do this Wednesday's Facebook card reveals for you all. Just want to say a huge thank you to everybody that I was lucky enough to read for and connect with last night over in Carpe Noctem in Frome. It was a really fun evening, and then we had pizza party afterwards, which was really great fun. So thank you very much if you came to see me. A few people are asking when am I next back in Frome. So that was the last evening night of reads until next year. I don't think we've actually got any dates planned for evening reads yet, but we will put some together. But if you're wanting to sort of see me for the last time there for 2025, we have another date for you, which is the 20th of December. There are just 3 spaces left, and you can book in and see me there if you would like to. And then that is it for 2025 in Carpe Noctem. So, you know, what a year, what a journey it's been, but it's been an exciting one. And like I say, there are dates for next year, but we haven't got any sort of evening reads sorted yet, but we will put some on and everything else. So thank you very much. Right, let's look at this week's cards. So if you were drawn to card number 1, we're going into the energies of the 8 of Blades. Now, 8 of Blades in this deck would be the equivalent to the 8 of Swords in more conventional tarot. So 8 of Blades, 8 of Swords, it's feeling trapped, it's feeling a bit overwhelmed, and it's almost sometimes suffering in silence. This comes in a lot when we're not always sure who to talk to, who to communicate to. Maybe we're giving the illusion to the outside world that everything's great, everything's fine, everything's fabulous, and maybe that's really not what's going on. Maybe that's really not how we're feeling. So this can come in a lot when we're feeling trapped around sort of house and home. It could be like career or job. It just could be the everyday to-day stresses that we're having to go through, but feeling like we can't almost let our guard down. So we're just having to give the illusion that everything is fine and fabulous, and it's just maybe not how we're feeling. So if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling trapped, if you're feeling sort of overwhelmed, reach out, connect, talk to people. Don't suffer in silence. Don't sort of, put yourself into any places of detriment. And I think the thing is, help can be available for people, but not if people don't know this is how you're feeling in the first instance. And some people are so sort of like aware, they don't want to burden, they don't want to overwhelm anybody, but it would be much better to communicate something and, allow the help in than to have a crash and burn situation. It might be for some of you that like this time of year is just very sort of like heavy. I know a lot of people I'm talking to at the moment in readings have lost very, beautiful people to the world of spirit, and the lead up and the build up to Christmas is just too much. So don't put yourself under any pressure, don't put yourself under any detriment to have to do certain things or to be a certain way. If you are really in the deep of like the grief of stuff, and if it's really kind of feeling quite overwhelming, embrace that in the ways that you need to. Grief can be messy, grief can be quite ugly at times, but own it for what it is. But free yourself from the entrapments of whatever you might be finding yourself in, because 8 of Blades is usually feeling mentally restricted or mentally trapped in some kind of way. And it just doesn't necessarily need to be like that. Is it real? Is it actually happening? Or is it where the mind is working overtime a little bit? Because sometimes with this card as well, it can be like a false sense of entrapment. So it isn't necessarily the reality of something at all. It's just how we feel in that moment, So keep the perspective where possible. Okay, so as we're sort of moving into card number 2, you guys are maybe in a little bit of a different space, because we're going into the 6 of Sticks. 6 of Sticks in this deck would be the equivalent to the 6 of Wands in more conventional tarot. So 6 of Sticks or 6 of Wands is a win, it's a success, it's a victory. Maybe you've been through a dark battle, a dark storm, but it's coming out victorious. He's literally, this little ghost is wearing the wreath of victory and he's smiling. I say he, it could be a she, but they're happy, they're starting to vibe high, they're starting to move forward with their life. So this comes in a lot when just things that have been heavy, things that have been hard going, are just starting to align and to make sense. Usually it's successes, and successes can be big and small. Whatever your personal successes are, recognize those, absolutely celebrate those when they're showing up. And it is victory, it is coming out of a dark battle. So if it's just felt like it's all been very heavy or very overwhelming, you've gone through a storm, but you've come out the other side, you know, and this is really that celebration, that kind of win, that victory. Sometimes this can show if there's completion of a project, so comes in a lot if maybe there's been a new job, a new house and home situation, maybe there's just been a personal sort of thing that you've been putting energy towards, and again, it's come good, it's kind of, you know, welcomed news of something, so it's positive, it's happy, it's a high vibe card. And it's really wanting to bring in not just immediate success, but like long-term success. So if things have been sort of a struggle, if they've been very heavy, we're moving out of anything negative, we're moving out of anything restrictive, and we're definitely starting to sort of get into a bit more of a positive cycle, a bit more of a positive space, and long may that continue for you guys. And finally, as we're moving into card number 3, we're going into the energies of the Four of Blades, otherwise known as the Four of Swords. So a little bit like the Eight of Swords energy, actually. So Four of Blades, feeling a bit trapped, feeling a bit stuck, feeling a little bit overwhelmed. And this card is almost sort of really suggesting we need to start to be aware of stuff. You know, this comes in a lot when we've been pushing ourselves very hard, we've been sort of maybe pushing ourselves to the wire, and we're running the risk of burnout. This comes in a lot when sometimes, you know, these swords could be seen as different priorities, could be relationship, could be, I don't know, jobs, could be kids, could be family, could be loads of things. You'll know what they represent for you. But essentially, we're needing to take a rest, we're needing to take a breather, hence why this little ghost is trying to sleep on the cloud. And it's almost like if we don't make some changes, if we don't listen to our physical body and our mental body, there's the real risk of maybe having a bit of a crash and burn situation. This can also show up if some people have been quite ill in recent times. So I know a lot of people have been catching these awful sort of winter bugs that are now going around. So maybe you've like fallen victim to something of that and you're having to just recover and just heal a little bit. Because that's essentially what this card is wanting. It's wanting you to stop, to rest, to recharge and to heal. But maybe you've been just overdoing it so much that you just haven't had the free energy to sort of do that. And if you are push and actually not sort of listening to your body will make you stop, your body will make you heal, but sometimes that can be uncomfortable. So do the necessary stuff, have the TLC, do what's required, whether it's a physical need to stop, whether it's a mental need to stop, whether it's a collaboration of both. Just don't have a crash and burn situation, because that's not necessary, that can be avoided. But as long as you sort of listen to the energy of this. So an interesting set of cards. I hope you can make sense of the messages this week. What do I need to let you know about? So tomorrow I am going to be over Thursday in Colour and Crystals in Trowbridge doing a charity demonstration of mediumship for the Somerset and Dorset Animal Rescue Centre. So I'm very excited for that. So that's going to start at 7:30. The show's going to run until 9 o'clock, and yeah, I'm buzzing for that. It's going to be a good one. And then on Saturday I'm over in Hungerford at Evelyn's beautiful space, Heartsong Gems. I think I said on Monday's video, but that space is going to be closing down, so this is going to be my second to last time there, which is really sad. We've got one final date which is happening on the 10th of January, and then that shop will be closing. So again, still time to book in spaces if you want to see me in Hungerford. And yeah, I think that's it really. A couple of Zooms and bits and pieces in between, and that's really what I'm up to at the moment. So going to leave it with you. I hope you can make sense of this week's messages. Keep shining bright, staying high vibe, and I will connect with some of you lovelies very soon. Take care, much love. Oh, orbs. Bye for now.